Hollywood party.
Can I upgrade?
Sydney, we love you, pal. Birthday just around the corner, a couple of months. According to a new survey, we spend an extra 24 hours in bed in the winter. That's right, an entire day out of the year we'll go toward hiding under the blanket. That's based on spending an extra 16 minutes a day in bed for 90 days, which, yeah, sounds about right. To be honest with you, this is an interesting story to read today, because by coincidence today, I stayed in bed an extra half hour. You kind of just go, I don't want to get up and bed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, this makes sense to me. The survey also found that the average person is late to work 7 times during the winter, and 1 in 5 have taken a sick day at some point rather than go outside in the cold.
Morning rush hour.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, that makes total sense. When it's cold outside, sometimes you don't even want to get up. Oh, man, really? And it's like 28 below zero tomorrow morning, and I'm going to get up? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that happened yesterday. I'm laying in bed, and I go, well, I should get up, I said to myself. And then I thought, to what? Work on the outside of the house? What am I getting up for?
Yeah.
Gotta get the siding on there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a tough road to hoe, man. Getting up in the winter is a lot harder than it is in the summer. Deputies in Wisconsin who were dispatched to the parking structure of a Milwaukee County hospital at 3:45 in the morning on Friday found a horrifying sight. Carly Bodine, a 33-year-old nurse practitioner, frozen to the ground and unconscious beneath a vehicle that had crashed into the wall of Frederick Hospital garage. She was bleeding from the head and had a weak pulse. You know what's weird about my life? I have not seen that word in a long time. I used to do all the voiceover for Frederick Hospital in Milwaukee. And that stuff just pops up. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool. She was ultimately declared dead at the hospital less than an hour later. Fox News reports authorities aren't releasing any details, or many anyway. But they say a 27-year-old man was taken into custody in the case after a sheriff's office received a tip later Friday morning about a man who appeared to have been in an incident. They haven't commented on whether there was any connection between Bodine and the suspect, but they have classified her death as a homicide and are reviewing surveillance video from the garage. She was incredibly nurturing, Bodine's husband tells Fox 6. She won a Daisy Award, which is a pretty big deal for nursing. Our family is suffering, and it's a tragedy, he says. He woke early Friday. See, that's what woke. That's the proper use of the word woke, right there. My dog was restless because he doesn't sleep well unless we're both in bed. That is true. Jude has a fit. Or is the other person? It was around 4 a.m., and though his wife often worked into the wee hours in her job at the Medical College of Wisconsin and Frederick Hospital, he tells the Journal-Sentinel she never worked that late, and he knew something was wrong. I can't even imagine how that must feel. So your wife is not at home, and she's always at home, and then all of a sudden somebody killed her? Oh my God. Once again, you've got 100 years on the planet, and you have to go through that in such a short time. That's terrible. I don't understand this whole, let's just kill someone. What do you think? Meanwhile, deputies have been called to the scene for a report of a person trapped under a vehicle. That's terrible. So are they saying the guy ran her over and then just left her there? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, I think it's intentionally confusing because I don't think they want to say specifics yet.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because I thought maybe it was her car and a carjacking went bad and she ended up underneath it. But still, you're right. Can you imagine the wife just doesn't come home or the husband?
Oh, God, it'd be so horrible. It would be incredibly horrible to go. I know there are many listeners of the KQ Morning Show that have lost a child or a loved one. It's just horrible to go through. It's bad enough my mother died at 87, almost 88 years old, and that was horrendous. And that's just nature, you know, that's all it is, but it's still horrible that you're never going to talk to that person again. Man, that sucks. Speaking of that, by the way, I watched the first episode of the Smiley Face Killers. Have you guys seen that? It was recommended by a listener. And I watched it. There is so much evidence that a lot of those people, what's the number? It's like 180 guys, college guys, have drowned in rivers around the United States, including Minneapolis. As a matter of fact, one of the guys, one of the forensic guys, is from St. Cloud. If you're listening, call in. Damn it, you heard me. But it's pretty fascinating. The tough part is, only watched the first episode so far, but I gotta believe watching the father and mother suffer like that on television, oh God. You just have no idea what happens to their boy.
Yeah, a lot of it is chalked up to drunk and falling in the river, but there's so many
Not true.
that it's not turning out to be true.
That's exactly right. Well, this kid last night, it was from Pittsburgh. And he had been missing for 40 days. He was in a couple of bars. They think he walked home. They said he fell off the bridge. Well, they found his body 40 days later, and it hadn't started to decay, which means he was just put in the river a few days earlier. So this case, if you want to watch something interesting, it's a couple of cops that stepped up and said, this is not right. I can't remember the number of happy face incidents, but there are tons of them. And it happened in Minneapolis and St. Paul, 2 or 3 times now, hasn't it?
It hasn't happened in a few years, but it was a big deal for a while.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true.
Which kind of means somebody's a killer who moved on. I mean, you could say it.
Yeah, you can. I don't know. Like I said, the listener said, you gotta watch this. It's pretty fascinating. But they found ligature marks around this kid's neck.
Oh.
And the medical examiner didn't even point it out when he did the original autopsy. He's got ligature marks. He didn't even bother to write it down.
I've seen a few stories where the medical examiner really dropped